In the ancient land of Egypt, a land of golden sands and majestic pyramids, there existed a belief that whispered of a time when nothing but boundless darkness stretched across the cosmos. It was a time before time, a place before place, where the universe was but a whisper, a promise of existence yet unfulfilled. This was the origin of the Egyptian myth of creation, a tale that weaves the fabric of the world itself. In this primeval epic, the universe was an endless sea of dark waters, a void that held within it the promise of all things. It was a place of chaos, a realm without form or purpose. In this vast cosmic ocean of nothingness, where the stars had not yet twinkled into existence and the sun had not warmed the earth, a story was born, a story that would give shape to the very essence of the universe. At the heart of this boundless void, where the ebb and flow of existence had not yet begun, there lay a primordial deity known as Nu. Nu was the personification of the endless and unfathomable chaos from which the world would emerge. He was the father of the gods, a deity who existed before existence itself. Nu, with his infinite depths and his boundless expanses, floated in the silent abyss of the cosmic ocean. His form was the very embodiment of the formlessness, his essence the quintessence of the void. He was the embodiment of the endless possibilities of creation, awaiting the moment when the first spark of life would ignite. Out of this watery silence, where Nu floated in serene contemplation, the universe began to stir. The cosmic sea began to sculpt a primordial hill in the endless void. This hill, known as the Benben, was the first solid land to emerge from the waters of chaos. It was a sacred platform, a foundation upon which the world would be built, and it stood as a symbol of creation's beginning. The Benben represented the promise of life and the potential for all things. It was a place where divine magic and creative forces converged, a beacon of hope in the eternal darkness of the cosmos. The Benben would later become a cornerstone of Egyptian culture, taking shape in the form of the Benben stones, which were used as capstones for the pyramids and obelisk. With the formation of Benben, a cosmic sigh echoed through the darkness, heralding the arrival of a momentous event. Rising from the midst of chaos at the top of Benben was Atum, a creator deity of unparalleled magnificence. With the birth of Atum also came the birth of Heka, a deity that was the embodiment of magic itself. Atum, also known as Atum Ra, Ra, Re, and many other names, emerged as a beacon of light in the darkness. He stood upon the primordial mound, as a solitary figure in the vast expanse of chaos. Atum was a god of immense importance, a being who would shape the destiny of the universe. Atum, whose name meant the complete one, or the finisher of the world, was the first divine entity to stand upon the primordial mound, casting his gaze across the formless expanse. Atum was a divine being like no other, and his physical appearance was as awe-inspiring as his role in the grand narrative of existence. He was often depicted as a man standing tall and regal, with an air of quiet authority. His skin seemed to shimmer with a golden hue, as if touched by the first rays of dawn. His eyes, deep and profound, held the wisdom of the ages, and they gazed out upon the world with a tranquil intensity. Atum's countenance exuded a sense of completeness, as though he were the very embodiment of all things. But it was Atum's role in the creation of the universe that truly set him apart. Atum was the first divine being to emerge, and he did so in a truly unique manner. Atum was not born of another god or goddess, nor did he spring from any physical source. He simply willed himself into existence, a self-created god, and his very presence brought order and purpose to the formless void. In the midst of the boundless cosmic sea, Atum, the creator sun god, was not content to merely exist in the void. With divine hands that seemed to sculpt reality itself, Atum wielded the magical forces of Heka, the god of magic. With this power, he shaped the universe, molding the very fabric of existence. Atum would later be known as Ra following this passage. I am Atum when he was alone and Nu. I am Ra when he dawned, when he began to rule that which he had made. For the purposes of this story, Atum will henceforth be known as Ra. As Ra, he was the embodiment of the sun itself, and his physical appearance reflected the awe-inspiring grandeur of his role in the cosmos. In this form, he was often depicted as a man with the head of a falcon, a symbol of his solar dominion. His form radiated a divine aura, and his skin shimmered like molten gold, for he was the very source of light and life. Atop his kingly head rested the solar disk, encircled by a sacred cobra, the Uraeus, whose protective hood flared in majestic defiance. Ra's eyes, like twin orbs of blazing fire, gazed out over the earth with a keen, watchful intensity. They held the secrets of the universe, and within their depths lay the wisdom of eternity. But Ra's role extended far beyond mere physical appearance. He was the divine conductor of the heavens, the master of celestial order. As the sun traversed the sky in his solar boat called the Atet, Ra held sway over the cycles of time and the seasons, ensuring the fertility of the land. He was the bringer of light and life, the giver of vitality to the people and the land itself. Yet Ra's journey did not end with the setting of the sun. He possessed another equally vital role, one that took place in the realm of the afterlife. As the sun dipped below the horizon each evening, it entered the perilous underworld, where it faced the monstrous serpent, Apep. Ra, as the great sun god, engaged in a nightly battle against this formidable adversary, ensuring that light would return to the world once more. In the cosmic expanse, Ra found himself in solitude, a solitary deity in the midst of boundless chaos. He yearned for the creation of life, a world where divine forces would shape the future. From the semen and spit of Ra emerged Shu, the god of air, and Tefnut, a goddess of moisture. Shu took form as a male deity, embodying the very breath of Ra, the god of air. However, Tefnut, his counterpart, took the form of a female, embodying the bodily essence of Ra himself, a goddess of moisture and life. Shu was the embodiment of the air itself. Shu's form was awe-inspiring. He possessed a towering presence, standing tall and proud as if he were a living pillar of the heavens. His physique was the epitome of divine strength and majesty, adorned with muscles that bespoke his role in upholding the very fabric of the universe. Though he was a primordial god, Shu was often depicted as a figure with a human body, his commanding frame bearing the immense responsibility of supporting the sky. His skin, kissed by the sun's rays, glistened like polished bronze, a visible reminder of his divine nature. Atop his head rested a magnificent crown with feathers, a symbol of his authority over the realm of air. Shu's role in Egyptian mythology was nothing short of breathtaking. He was the god of air, the very breath of life itself. His divine duty was to create a clear and distinct separation between the earth and the sky. With his robust arms, he held the heavenly sky above the earth, thus carving out the space between them for life to flourish. Shu's divine purpose extended far beyond his role as the god of air. He was the very embodiment of balance and order in the cosmos. The act of separating the sky and the earth represented his unyielding commitment to maintaining harmony and equilibrium in the universe. When night descended and the world was cloaked in darkness, Shu's connection to the moon became evident. Like a sentinel in the night, he watched over the world, mirroring the gentle glow of the moon's light. Shu's divine presence ensured that even in the obscurity of the night, the world remained in perfect balance. Tefnut was the embodiment of moisture itself. Her divine form radiated an otherworldly allure, drawing the gaze of both gods and mortals alike. Her physical presence was a harmonious blend of ethereal charm and divine splendor, making her a goddess of unparalleled grace. Though she was a primordial goddess, Tefnut was often depicted as a woman, her figure a manifestation of timeless elegance. Her lithe and graceful form seemed to float through the celestial expanse, a living symbol of purity and moisture. Her skin possessed the soft luminescence of moonlight, a gentle radiance that spoke of her celestial origin. Though possessing the body of a woman, Tefnut's head was that of a lioness, a creature associated with strength and ferocity. Yet there was a regal gentleness in her feline visage, an embodiment of the nurturing aspect of moisture and dew that she personified. Her lustrous hair cascaded like a waterfall, a shimmering cascade of liquid silver that mirrored her connection to the life-giving essence of water. With her benevolent touch, she brought forth the morning dew, a precious elixir that quenched the thirst of the parched land. Her gift of moisture not only quenched the earth's thirst, but also facilitated the growth of crops, the blossoming of flowers, and the rejuvenation of all living things. Her very presence ensured that life could thrive in a land where water was scarce. These divine siblings, Shu and Tefnut, carried the fundamental principles of life and order within them. With their creation, the world was set in motion as they embarked on a cosmic mission to establish the world in their father's name. They ventured into the cosmic sea, ready to bring form to the formless and meaning to the meaningless. However, their absence from Ra's side left the Creator's Sun God pondering their progress and yearning for their return. As Shu and Tefnut ventured into the void to fulfill their cosmic mission, Ra could not ignore the longing in his heart. Time stretched endlessly in the universe, and the absence of his beloved children weighed heavily on his divine soul. In his yearning for the return of Shu and Tefnut, Ra reached for his own eye, a powerful symbol of divine sight and perception. This eye, known as the Eye of Ra, represented the all-seeing gaze of the sun god. With a profound sense of purpose, he cast forth this celestial eye into the vast cosmos, imbuing it with his divine energy and intent. The Eye of Ra embarked on a quest of cosmic proportions, a journey through the depths of the universe in search of Shu and Tefnut. It became a beacon of hope and the promise of reunion, representing the unity of the divine family. As it traversed the silent abyss, it carried with it the hope of reuniting father and children. While the Eye of Ra embarked on its celestial quest, Ra, the Creator's sun god, remained alone, seated upon the sacred Benben, the symbol of the universe's birth. He watched with a heart filled with anticipation as the celestial eye journeyed through the void, seeking to reunite the divine family. The return of Shu and Tefnut was a moment of immense joy, a reunion that filled Ra with gratitude and love. The cosmic family, once separated, was whole once more. The overwhelming happiness of Ra was so profound that it moved him to tears. The tears of Ra, divine and powerful, fell upon the dark, fertile earth of the Benben, the very foundation of creation. In their gentle descent, these tears brought forth the first men and women, a testament to the power of divine emotion and the beginning of human existence. In addition to the creation of humans, Ra would go on to father many more gods that would play an integral role in Egyptian mythology, such as Bastet, Sekhmet, Hathor, and Maat. The newly created men and women, the children of the tears of Ra, found themselves without a place to call home. They awaited the next act of divine creation, a continuation of the cosmic drama set in motion by the god of the sun. In response to the need for a world to inhabit, Ra's divine children, Shu and Tefnut, took it upon themselves to bring forth life once more. They were filled with the energy of creation and the desire to fulfill their cosmic role. This time, Shu and Tefnut mated, and from their divine union Geb, the god of the earth, and Nut, the goddess of the sky, were born. Geb emerged as a deity closely connected to the earth, embodying the very land upon which all life would find its footing. Nut, on the other hand, rose as a goddess whose body arched high above the earth, becoming the very canopy of the heavens, the sky itself. Geb's physical appearance was a reflection of his role as the terrestrial deity. He was often depicted as a man lying prone on the ground, his body covered in rich, earthy hues of brown and green, symbolizing the fertile soil that nourished Egypt. His skin was adorned with the rugged, craggy texture of rocky terrain, and his body bore the weight of mountains and valleys. Upon his back, Geb bore the intricate web of the Nile River, symbolized by the meandering blue lines etched across his form. This life-giving river was the very heartbeat of Egypt, and Geb cradled it as a mother would hold her child, for he was the land itself, its protector and its sustainer. Geb's eyes, like deep wells of wisdom, held the secrets of the earth's mysteries. They glistened with the light of precious gemstones, reflecting the hidden riches hidden beneath the surface of the land. His beard, like the roots of ancient trees, extended into the earth, connecting him to the very heart of Egypt. As the god of the earth, Geb's role was fundamental to the order and balance of the cosmos. He was the divine foundation upon which the entire world rested. He regulated the land's abundance, ensuring its fertility and providing a bountiful harvest for the people. The rise and fall of the Nile's waters were under his dominion, and his laughter was said to cause earthquakes, for the earth itself responded to his moods. Nut's physical appearance was a sight to behold. She was often depicted as a lithe, elongated figure, her body adorned in the deep velvety hues of the night sky. Her skin, the very embodiment of the heavens, sparkled with the brilliance of a million stars. As the goddess of the sky, Nut was often represented as a woman whose body arched above the earth, her fingertips touching the eastern horizon, while her toes brushed against the western realm where the sun dipped below the world each evening. She was a living bridge between day and night, between life and death, and her presence encapsulated the eternal cycle of the sun. Nut's head, adorned with a crown of stars, seemed to cradle the heavens themselves. Her hair, the color of midnight, cascaded in celestial tresses, evoking the very essence of the cosmos. Her eyes, like twin galaxies, glistened with an otherworldly wisdom, and her lips whispered the secrets of the stars to those who gazed upon her. But Nut's role in the Egyptian pantheon extended far beyond her mesmerizing appearance. She was the goddess of the sky, the protective canopy that arched over the earth, shielding it from chaos and turmoil. It was Nut who kept the forces of disorder at bay, ensuring that the universe maintained its divine order and balance. Each day as the sun ascended into the sky, it was believed that Nut would swallow the solar disk, only to give birth to it once more at dawn, thus heralding a new day. Her body, stretching from horizon to horizon, became the cosmic pathway for the sun to journey through the heavens. And at night, she cradled the souls of the departed, guiding them through the afterlife's celestial realms. Nut was not only the goddess of the sky, but also the mother of some of Egypt's most prominent deities, including Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys. Her role as a mother figure symbolized the nurturing and protective nature of the sky, just as she watched over her children and the people of Egypt. Yet the passionate love between Geb and Nut, despite its beauty, gave rise to concerns in the divine realm. Ra cast his watchful eye upon the unfolding story of Geb and Nut. These two deities, brother and sister, had fallen deeply in love, a love that defied the cosmic order Ra sought to establish. Their intimate connection stirred a disquieting unease in the heart of the sun god. To maintain the balance and separation he deemed necessary, Ra took action. He reached out, his divine will stretching across the cosmos, and with his almighty power, he separated Nut, the goddess of the sky, from Geb, the god of the earth. Nut ascended high above, her body forming an arched canopy of protection in the heavenly realm. She became the vaulted sky, a celestial expanse above, forever tantalizing, while Geb remained bound as the earth below. Though they could see each other across the vast expanse of the cosmos, they could never again embrace in loving union. Despite the cosmic separation enforced by Ra, Nut, the goddess of the sky, bore within her a secret. She was already pregnant with the children of Geb, the god of the earth. She gave birth to 4 children: Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys. These 4 divine siblings were born into a world that had not yet began to flourish. Over time, each of them would make their own contributions, adding to the grand mythos of Egyptian mythology. Osiris would later be known for his many titles. He was the first king of Egypt, but also he was known as the god of the underworld, fertility, agriculture, the dead, resurrection, and life. He stood as a god of profound significance. He stood tall and graceful, his skin bearing the timeless hue of the fertile black soil, which in ancient Egypt heralded abundance and rebirth. His physical presence was clothed in the royal regalia of the pharaohs, bedecked in rich ceremonial garments. A tall feathered crown adorned his head, a symbol of his dominion over life and death. His eyes, as deep and mysterious as the Nile itself, sparkled with wisdom that transcended mortal understanding. Yet what truly set Osiris apart was his unique visage, a mummified king. Wrapped in the sacred linen bandages of the afterlife, his form reflected his role as the guardian of the afterlife. Osiris was the judge of the dead, who would determine the fate of the souls that have entered the realm of Duat, the underworld. There, Osiris and Ma'at, the goddess of truth and justice, played a pivotal role, presiding over the grand scales. It was on these celestial scales that the hearts of the departed were weighed against the ethereal feather of Ma'at. If a heart was found lighter than the feather, it signaled a virtuous life, allowing the soul to continue its journey to the afterlife. Osiris is perhaps most well known for his conflict with his brother Set. Osiris, in many ways, embodied the concept of dying and reviving, a theme that would ripple through the annals of mythology. Isis, the goddess of motherhood, healing, and magic, was a crucial figure in ancient Egyptian mythology. She was the wife of Osiris, and it was said that they were in love, even in the womb. Isis reigned as one of the most revered and influential goddesses. Also known as the Mother of the Gods, she was a vision of divine elegance. Her radiant form seemed to shimmer with the very essence of life and fertility. She was often depicted as a woman of regal bearing, her graceful figure adorned in resplendent robes woven from threads of moonlight. Her long flowing hair cascaded like the fertile riverbanks, and her gaze, deep and enchanting, held the wisdom of the ages. Upon her head, Isis wore a magnificent throne-like crown, symbolizing her role as a queen of heaven and earth. She cradled the Ankh, the symbol of life, in one hand, while the other hand, an outstretched wing of maternal protection, shielded those who sought her guidance. Isis, her name meaning Queen of the Throne, was a goddess of multifaceted power and influence. Her dominion extended over countless aspects in life and beyond. She was the divine mother, the nurturing force that held the universe in her embrace. Her maternal nature and connection to motherhood and fertility made her an object of devotion for mortals and deities alike. But just like Osiris, perhaps the most well-known story of Isis was the conflict between Osiris and Set. Her role in that tale would transcend the boundaries of Egypt, with attributes that extended to salvation, eternal life, and the concept of a divine son born of a virgin mother. Set, the enigmatic and contentious god of ancient Egypt, was a figure whose presence could evoke both fear and reverence. He stood as a paradox in the pantheon of Egyptian deities, his unique appearance and complex role adding layers of intrigue to the mythological tapestry of the Nile. Set's visage was a striking anomaly in the world of Egyptian gods. He was a figure of mysterious contradictions. He was known for his association with war, the chaos that swept across the land, and the ferocious desert storms. At first glance, his figure appeared as a fusion of various creatures. He bore the head of an animal that seemed to defy straightforward categorization. His body, powerful and imposing, was often human-like, though sometimes depicted with the same animal features. His skin bore a reddish hue, mirroring the fiery sands of the Egyptian desert. Set's presence exuded an aura of both chaos and authority, a manifestation of the unpredictable forces of nature. Set was a complex deity. In the divine pantheon, he played a pivotal role in maintaining the intricate balance of cosmic forces. This uniqueness set him apart from his divine counterparts. While Set's role might appear purely malevolent, it was far more nuanced. His importance was particularly evident in his role as a protector of the sun god Ra. Set's responsibility was to ward off the chaos serpent Apep, known as Apophis, who sought to devour the solar bark as it traversed the heavens each day. His ferocious battles with Apep symbolized the eternal struggle between order and chaos, a theme central to Egyptian cosmology. Set's character was perhaps best encapsulated in his actions during the conflict with his brother Osiris. Set committed a heinous act that underscored his role as a deity capable of both disruption and destruction. Nephthys, the enigmatic goddess of the ancient Nile, was a figure of mystery and intrigue in the pantheon of Egyptian deities. Nephthys was often depicted as a striking goddess with a distinctive presence. Her appearance mirrored the timeless allure of the ancient Egyptian women. Her long, ebony hair cascaded like the silken waters of the Nile, adorned with elaborate headdresses that symbolized her divine stature. Her eyes, pools of deep, eternal mystery, held a gaze that concealed secrets known only to her. Her slender form, often cloaked in flowing robes, exuded an air of elegance and ethereal beauty. She was the embodiment of grace, her bearing as regal as the goddesses who graced the sacred temples of Egypt. Nephthys was the wife of her brother Set. She was known by various titles, including Mistress of the House and Friend of the Dead. Her role in Egyptian mythology was as intricate as the labyrinths of the pyramids. As a funerary goddess, Nephthys played an indispensable role in the tale of Osiris and Set, where Nephthys provided invaluable aid to Isis. Being known as the Friend of the Dead, her presence was comforting to the departed. Nephthys was an essential presence during the funerary rites, encouraging the expression of grief and the proper rituals for the departed. She stood at the crossroads of life and death, a guardian of the souls as they embarked on their eternal voyage. Her presence complemented that of her sister Isis in guiding the souls on their complex journey through the realm of the departed. This tale of creation in Egyptian mythology led to the formation of the Ennead, a tribunal of 9 gods who would collectively shape the destiny of the universe. This divine council represented the pinnacle of the Egyptian pantheon and played vital roles in maintaining the cosmic order. The Ennead included Ra, the creator himself, whose solitary existence preceded the very cosmos. Shu and Tefnut, born of Ra's will, represented the principles of air and moisture. Geb, the god of the earth, and Nut, the goddess of the sky, defined the boundaries of existence. Osiris, the just judge of the dead, and his powerful sister wife Isis stood as revered figures in the Ennead. Set, embodying war and chaos, played his role in maintaining balance, while Nephthys offered solace and protection in the realm of the afterlife. Together, these 9 deities govern the vast web of Egyptian mythology, a complex and captivating narrative where gods and goddesses emerged from darkness, magic, and divine tears to shape a world filled with wonder and mystery. Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching the first episode on Egyptian mythology. Please let me know what you thought. I'm always looking for ways to improve. Also, I understand that many gods in Egyptian mythology are depicted as animal-human hybrids, but I chose to depict them slightly differently. I'd love to get some feedback about this. Would you prefer the gods to appear the way they are described in the ancient texts, or do you like my personal interpretation of them? Again, all feedback is welcome. Cheers!